I'm Richard Lewis, reporting for cadred.org, and I'm here with Angush. We've been going over to make sure I get that pronounced right, just off camera, and we've done it. Brilliant. That first hurdle out of the way. Obviously, he's from Millenium, and he's had a bit of a mixed day today in the League of Legends tournament, which we're going to talk about now. But before we do, I want to ask, because it's the first time I've got to interview you, I want to ask about LCS. I'm sure you've talked about it a lot, and just not qualifying at the first opportunity. How much did that rock the foundations of the team? Because it was such a big deal, and you went out on the last day in the last game. Everyone knows it was disappointing, but were you guys starting to doubt yourselves as a team?
In a way, yes, but we also found the strength inside ourselves, like what we were lacking, what we were missing, started to practice more, not underestimating the enemies. That's like our rule now, because like our team consists of mostly high individual skilled players, so it's in a way gets in our way for practicing, for taking everything seriously. So yeah, we had to replace one player because he was mentally not that strong. Let's say, well, he started basically raging on the whole team, mainly on me in a way, in that LCS, like, but well.
Was he blaming you, or?
Yeah, he was blaming me for first game, and then on second other games he didn't even want to talk to the whole team. Like, he was saying he could play better than all of us. Like,
I didn't think that happened, like, outside of like bronze. Like, you know, that was really going on in your team.
Yeah. Well, everything can happen, like when there's that much risk. Yeah.
So you talked about mental strength. I mean, what were you guys saying to each other? Because you will get another chance to qualify, which we'll come on to shortly. But I mean, in that moment, it must be very hard to keep perspective and to be philosophical about it.
The most important thing is to practice, to have something, not like something, but basically a tactic inside, everyone to be on the same page, what we're doing, what we want to do. And when you accomplish that, even if you make a small mistake, you back up your teammates. Like you say, it's not over, everything is all right, it's one small mistake, we can come back, we do this and this and this. Everyone has to commit into it, like, and don't just disconnect your brain like from the game. And by doing all those things, you can play like with discipline, safely. Maybe don't be the first top team, like, but you can be like solid, steady team who can go to every tournament, every LAN, be top 3, top 5. Of course, everyone wants to be top 1, but that's a long way. And top 1 is the most shaky position, like because everyone wants to be the best, and everyone just improves every day. So,
have you been watching any of the LCS and thought, man, we're so much better than that team, and it could have been us?
In a way, yes. Well, we can't really tell that we're better than them. Well, let's say maybe at week when we had to qualify, they were better than us. After practicing hard every day, we believe we're better than half of the teams there, because we actually also practice them like on the scrims, like offline. I mean, not on the streams. Like, yeah. So no one knows, but yeah, well, people who play, they know. And yes, we feel like we're strong enough, even though we're called amateurs, which is, well, like they're pros, we're amateurs, well, what can we do? That, like, we have to eat it, because we're going to clock in the qualifiers, so.
Well, what about going in for that qualifier again? I mean, in the future, you know, it's around the corner. I mean, it's
like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Do tournaments like this become almost like a sideshow, like not important, because you guys are thinking that is the goal? Like, I don't want to be called an amateur anymore.
Well, this tournament was something that we could prove ourselves as something as equal to pro teams. Well, I'm not sure how the community rates us at the moment, but as for tournament and LCS, like something into Extreme Masters, or there was IPO which was cancelled, well, all those tournaments matter for the wider community. Why it's like there are people who enjoy watching certain teams. It doesn't matter if they're in LCS or not. For example, many more maybe enjoy watching Koreans, right? But they're not in any LCS. So if there isn't like Intel Extreme Masters, you can get more viewers, like. So, well, we take it seriously. Like, maybe the main goal is the LCS, because it's like a solid income. You can make the bright future, but also by doing well in these kind of tournaments, like into Extreme Masters, you also can get the famous, like get the fame, get the recognition and everything you need.
And get the women.
Yeah, you can get everything you want, like, and you need, like, if you win, you get what you want, basically.
Well, it started so well for you. I mean, what happened to me was I was talking to Red Eye out at the front of the stage, and your manager came up to me, jumped on my back, and went, "Hey, how's it going?" "It's all right, don't worry." And he jumped on my back and was going, "Yeah, we just beat Fnatic." He was so psyched for you guys, and I was thinking, "Wow, Millenium are gonna like really do okay." And so, what was going through your mind at that point?
At that point, yeah, we did what we practiced, so it was something that we expected, and we were happy. Of course, our gameplay wasn't perfect. What we were expecting was close to that, but not enough, because you can do it every time better. But what mostly, like, basically happened, we beat Fnatic on, like, one of their most, like, they didn't maybe take our team seriously. I'm not sure, I can't judge, but I believe we crushed them in a way mentally. So they had problems in their other matches, which is in a way visible, I think. The same thing happened to us. We weren't expecting to lose against Pain Gaming, and we lost. And like, I had headache, I had stomachache, all team also. Like, we were like just like this, like we can't do anything, like we can't think straight, and then we have to play other games. So, and about the mental strength is also actually both our team and Fnatic didn't really sleep that much, like, or that well. There are no excuses, but keeping yourself healthy is really important for gaming.
And now you're in the situation where you need, let me get this right, you need Fnatic to win to beat Pain, I think it is, or
revenge us.
Yeah, to avenge you guys. So like, and you'll go through then. So, given that they've not got anything to play for, Fnatic, how do you see that game going? Because they're under no motivation, really. They probably just want to get in and get out.
I don't really know what to expect, but if they want to stay honorable in a way, they could, let's say, let Europeans go through in a way and just do their best. Of course, if they do their best and lose, we can't hold a grudge against them, like it just happened. Of course, it would be the best case scenario if we go through. If we don't, well, we didn't deserve. And that's just simple. Like, we won against one Korean team. In a way, that game was lackluster. Like, another game we played against Blaze. Well, they have gaming house. They have more team practice than we did. Like, we didn't really, as I said, we couldn't prepare for them. Well, they maybe didn't need that much preparation because they have much better team play. And I guess they were stronger mentally, just like better than us today, and that's what happened.
Well, I want to ask you about the Koreans as well. When you saw you were going to be playing against Koreans, were you worried, like apprehensive? Not just because of how good they are, but it's hard to prepare against them. They have a different meta. You can't practice because of the distance. It's very hard to get replays. So how did you prepare against the Koreans? Could you do anything?
We were asking other teams in a way, watching old replays, watching the current going replays, like Star Wars League, I don't know how it was called, MOG Dallas a bit, like from other teams, like maybe just try to ask other Korean team if there is someone speaking English. Like, well, it's really hard to prepare for Koreans, but in a way, I guess, not like I guess, but the best way would be is to be a team, like Gambit Gaming, for example. I guess they're the best representatives of Europe, and be a team with least weaknesses, or at least less weaknesses than anyone, or enemy team. Do less mistakes, and that's what matters. Like, as tactic-wise, metagame-wise, doesn't really change that much between top level of Korea, let's say, or I don't want to say NA or EU, but well, it's still about like those picks are basically the same. Like, for top lane, there are like maybe 7 champions. For mid, maybe 8, 9. For bottom, actually, it's like, or if you just AD, like same 5 AD, but what matters the most is as I said, doing less mistakes and having less weaknesses.
Is it difficult to stay focused though, because Koreans do change it up? I mean, I remember when we first saw Koreans versus Americans and Europeans, and all of a sudden it was 1v2 lanes. I mean, how have you guys been adjusting to that? Is it difficult in the current meta, in the current balance of play, to have to deal with that, or?
There is like a little trick behind it in a way. Like you can always predict if they will go 2v1, like by warding, getting vision basically, or reading from the picks. Like there are champions, basically top laners, who are considered like best picks 1v2, and there are champions who work the best 2v1, like to dive. So you can read from the picks, and then it's up to your judgment where you ward, where you get the vision, and you see it. But to stay focused, yes, it's like it's still all about, like, in a way, jungler wise. It's when it's 2v1 or 1v2, it's about the jungler, like where you put pressure, where you got the vision, how you go back, like how you fight. What summoners do you have? Let's say if you're 2v1, if you're the solo laner, you might consider having barrier or teleport. Like you don't need ignite, you don't go for the kill, you don't go for 1v1. So basically having a wide game knowledge helps the most.
So I guess kind of last question relating to the meta game. I'm going to ask all the players this. Just Blade of the Ruined King in the latest patch. I mean, people have been joking about it on Reddit. They're calling it Blade of the Ruined game, blah, blah, blah. I mean, do you feel that the patch at the moment, the way the balance of players in the game is broken, to use the term?
The hotfix, you mean?
Yeah.
I think it was fair, and the item deserved it. It made its purpose too good for like whole meta game. Like it could be, but it was the first item you could rush. Yeah. It was most efficient, give everything, so they had to balance it out because its purpose was to ruin the Warmox or something like this, or run in stacking, like basically HP stacking. So yeah, I think they balanced it well. I don't really know why they added the attack speed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I read some Reddit post about that Randuin is supposed to counter Blade of Ruined King in a way, but when they added the attack speed like is just the 40%. I'm not sure how much it's now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't feel like anything counters it at the moment.
Yeah, so I don't know. For me, maybe we'll need to adjust it more. But well, Riot does a pretty good job in balancing. Pretty fair, like of course there always will be the OP champions or OP tactics, like AP Tryndamere. I played it even though I didn't play with straight head. Like I didn't know what I was doing last game. My head just exploded. But yeah, like you could abuse it in solo queue. Like it's like the Q, which is like a 7 or a 9 seconds cooldown, and heals for like almost 1k. It doesn't make sense. So the nerf to then toned it down, so now it makes sense, like on the new patch. So we'll see, maybe there will be another new OP stuff. For example, EP Varus isn't that bad.
Yeah, well, I've seen all sorts of crazy stuff going on lately, and it's good to see, because I think what League of Legends needed to kind of shut up people who said it's not a complex game, like Dota 2 fans or whatever. People need to experiment with the meta, so it's good to see it happening.
Yeah, it's more fun to play that way. Well, for old school players, it's a bit weird to go, let's say, something AD mid, like AD carry. And basically, some people, not like some, but those old school players, imagine there should be a mage, there should be a tank. Yeah, something like this. But now it's like all like kind of mix of everything. Like you pick what is the strongest, what gives you the most power to push a tower, or like a team fight or something like this, basically to win the game.
So, last question on the subject of winning. Imagine Millenium aren't playing. I was going to make a joke about LCS, but I won't do that. It's too soon. And you're having a cup of tea and you're just relaxing, watching the tournament. Who do you think's going to win and why?
Today?
Overall, the whole thing.
As season 3?
No. This. The IEM. Forget LCS.
I would say Gambit. That's the most logic way to express yourself, I would say. I know how they play, and as I said, their weakness is really, really minimal. even as Alex said on his own interview, I heard that whoever you target ban, you have to outplay them strategic-wise and also skill-wise, because they're all like high individual and they have a strategy. Of course, Diamond Prox is the key, I would say, but to shut him down, his team doesn't let him to be shut down, so you have to play 5v5, not target someone, so you just have to be a better team. But so yeah, Gambit Gaming.
Okay, Gambit Gaming, it's the safe option. Look, it's been great to talk to you, and look, fingers crossed for you tomorrow. Let's hope Fnatic do you a favour, and as you say, stay honourable. We'll see about that. To all the people out there at ColourRed.org, do stay tuned to the website. We're going to have more interviews from the League of Legends guys like this one from here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship Finals in Hanover.